Talk to us about the origin of this Gwengoolie character. How did it come about, and how familiar were you with the Svengoolie show before going in?
I knew a lot about the Svengoolie show because I'm a huge fan of horror hosts, but not the show. I didn't know it was still on. I just knew about the character Svengoolie. And when I developed this character, I knew I wanted something in the 50s and 60s where all horror hosts started. So I went back to, Malya Nurmi as Vampira in 1951. So I kind of just took from there and was like, let's just base it off these characters. And I have a green streak in my hair as Gwen. And the reason why I have that is it's a nod to the original Svengoolie, Jerry G. Bishop, who had this, if you ever saw the original Svengoolie, he had long green hippie hair, and that's why I have it. So it's a little nod to him.
Awesome. You mentioned all these horror hosts in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. I think every city in America had a host. What do you think it is about Svengoolie and the Sven Squad and this particular show that has made it last all these years and kind of rise on a national level?
I think it's because he does tread the line of family friendly. Most horror hosts will kind of take the raunchy route. It was late at night. You have to remember the shock package came, and it was meant for like teenage boys who would watch Mad Magazine or read all that stuff. So it was kind of a little adult humored. And I think Sven kind of started out like that a little bit and then slowly transformed into a family-friendly kind of horror show, which didn't really exist. I would say Crypt Keeper kind of had that, but he was terrifying to look at to some kids. So Svengoolie is much nicer to look at least not terrifying-wise. And I just think it's more family-friendly. I think that's why it's lasted through the generations, because once the family grows up, then they make their kids watch it, and it just keeps going like a cycle.
So the show plays all different kinds of horror movies, right?
Absolutely.
Sarah Palmer, what's your go-to horror movies? Universal monster classics, Hammer horror, slasher films, campy stuff? What do you go to?
I'm a campy girl. I love bad horror movies that are on purpose, so anything from Ed Wood, Plan 9 from Outer Space, I tend to gravitate towards. Anything that is played on Mystery Science Theater, I'll most likely watch. I'm a huge fan of them too. But I also like my 1980s slashers because I love the trope of, there's the blonde, there's the final girl, there's everything. So I just kind of like the 1980s slashers for the aesthetic reasons.
Well, the show's here at San Diego Comic-Con for the very first time. What's this experience been like so far?
Crazy! I'm having the best time ever. And I've never even been to San Diego Comic-Con on my own. Like I said before, I've been on the outskirts, kind of just lurking, and that's about it. So I never actually went in. So it's really overwhelming to see how much people are here and how many different fandoms all come together in one. Because usually I just go to the horror conventions, and they're pretty self-explanatory. They have horror there. Here,